Friends, I am happy to meet you all in this great hall of Germany, Berlin, just opposite to the Palace of Hitler, which is lying in ruins today. I shall send a prayer towards the Almighty that such thing may not happen hereafter. Let my life be a hill fountain flowing down to feed all the world with unique self-consciousness bliss. That the spark of divinity flameth in calm meditation, like power from plus and minus wires, like tree and from seed and sun from dawn. I saw my burden at thy feet and travel in thy train of grace. Lead me on, O will supreme. Thou art my path, my goal and friend. Let my life bloom in thy truth light and spread the fragrance of thy grace. Without thy grace I shall be like a lordless bride, a motherless child, a flameless lamp and heartless love. My pilgrim soul seeks thy sanctum, crossing the flesh, hushing the mind, felling desire, fighting ego, traversing hills and dales of modes, climbing the heights of conscious plains. I have to find my home in thee. Lead me, heroic master, hail. The Rig Veda begins this Agnim Yule Prohitam. Today's subject is about the fire, cosmic fire, that is the living energy in men and women. I am going to tell you how to develop that great fire of energy. Pythagoras, a contemporary of the Buddha, revealed in the 6th century BC the ethereal fire which breathes in the breath of the everlasting. He called the universe cosmos, Vishwam, which means a concord of parts, and they are in the heart of ethereal fire, which is the world soul, Vishwatma. The ethereal fire is a vast divine energy that manifests itself into a radiation point of energy. It spins deep and wide into the space, and after aeons develops into stellar bodies, the galaxies of stars that we see twinkling above are radiations of this central fire. They evolve planets. By ages of evolution, life evolves in these planets. There are now 103 elements in the human body. Now they have discovered more elements. It has come to 140. All of them are evolved from one substance. The inner nature of things are alike, says Pythagoras. He calls the heart of the cosmos the watchtower of Zeus. The universe, says he, is a philosophic sphere, and philosophy is love of right action which actuates universal functions. It's a demonstration by facts the Gnostic force that builds up the multiplicity of cosmic life. Pythagoras was the first thinker to blend the science, religion and philosophy in will of God. He built a brotherhood which developed music, medicine, metaphysics, mathematics, astronomy and social work. His disciples cured hard diseases and served the country severally. His services are remembered for generations. He cleared the cosmic mystery by finding out the one that is the many. Is equilateral triangle, tetractys, equilateral triangle, symbol unites 10 units of knowledge identifying man with cosmos. Man is a part of the universe and contains within himself all elements thereof. Man is microcosm. He is the center of divine energy. Man has a power which reveals God in the self and the universe. This revealing is knowledge. Wisdom is the moral application of knowledge. Philosophy is not only love of knowledge, love of wisdom, but also love of right action. It is not mere academic study of knowledge, but deep introspective knowledge which holds right, it holds light to life. He says, love of all are all, love of all are all, love of all for all. This is supreme good, love of all for all. Removal of ignorance from the mind and disease from the body is his life work. He had the intuition of a poet to sense the harmony of spheres and the unity of cosmic consciousness. The soul develops from being a center of sensitivity to wide cosmic consciousness by a process of evolutionary metamorphosis, by birth, growth, decay, death and absorption. This, he says, the slow process of waking the sleeper. To wake up into cosmic life is the aim of Pythagorean brotherhood. Knowledge, constructive work, character building, selflessness, wide sympathy in the heart, unity of consciousness, lifting the mind beyond transient pleasures, lead human destiny towards God. The Gita says, elevate the self by self, uddharet atmanatmanam. Buddha says, self is your soul friend. Attahi atmano nadha, attahi atmano bandhu. The Upanishad says, the light you seek is within yourself. Ramana says, find out heart that you are. There you are. The musician brings melodious vibrations of music from his heart. The scientist brings from his brain wonders of nature. The poet from his psychic imagination brings immortal images of his soul. From the self to the self is the course of life. From the self to the self is the course of life, is the course of life that we are living. All other appearances are superimpositions upon the life. Thomas Carlyle says, this solid seeming world is after all but an air image over me, the only reality. Bayazid, the Sufi mystic, declares, I went from God to God until they cried from within me, O thou. Dr. Einstein's famous formula E is equal to mc squared brings out the correlation between man and energy. E is energy, the cosmic fire, man, M is man, and C is constant velocity of light, which is 1,86,284 miles a second. When ethereal cosmic fire builds up the apparent worlds and bodies of names and forms, one Maya Shakti produces the magic forms of phenomenal worlds, which is relatively true. Vyavaharika Satyam, and not the absolute truths, supreme truths, Paramatmika Satyam. All manifestations are manifestations of one energy which is immanent in the unique one, which is the self of beings. Shankara beautifully puts, Naham Manushchena Sadeva Yakshau, Na Brahmana Kshatriya Vaishya Sudraha, Na Brahmachari Nagrahi Vanastha, Ichurna Chaham Vaginijayo Nijabodha Rupaha. I am not man, God, Yaksha. I am not an Yaksha. I am not a Brahmin, hero, trader or servitor. Not a celibate, household, forest dweller or a monk or friar. I am truth consciousness. Yes, that is what I am. This wisdom is the goal of man. It lingers behind knowledge. Though knowledge comes, wisdom lingers. Through knowledge comes wisdom. Tennyson beautifully sings, love took up the harp of life and smote on all the chords with might, smote the chord of self, that trembling passed into music out of sight, into music, in music out of sight. That trembling passed in music out of sight. He speaks of one God, one law, one element, and one far-off divine event to which the whole creation moves. All are one in that. To be that unique one, again, is the utmost goal of human existence. And humanity is struggling through so many isms. All the isms that we see today are only human constructions. We must go beyond all these isms so that we can arrive at that unique reality which is the goal of our life. Stop. The divine perfection of humanity at large is the bloom and breath of the time spirit. The universal Rasa Leela feels today an embracing hand that progressively leads mankind to its innate God consciousness. Calm, firm, well equipoised in the inner self, a master hand leads mankind intuitively through all the changing vicissitudes of existence. Humanity is passing through the light and shade of mental planes. The flaming thirst of the modern man is to reach an evergreen Eden of free-flowing self-delight, sweet with the azure of divinity and rich with the flowers and fruits of divinized life. The atomic cage and the alpha rays oppress his mind. His heart is assiduous in the search of a free, fearless heaven of peace upon the earth. The old experiments have become a thrown calendar and used to check and outmoded theory. The refusal of the Gnostic anchorage, the denial of the agnostic pragmatist have resulted in life-bare spirit and spirit-bare life. The monist holds to nothing but one. The Buddhist insists upon life escape into Sunya and Nirvana. Patent faiths and their envied pomp, the dilettante curiosity of hedonic pragmatism, Haeckel's materialism and Hegel's idealism, Stoic moralism and Nietzschean dichotomies, and 1,000 such mental constructions have been imposed upon the listening humanity. Man is set dancing to the monotonous tunes of megalomaniac whims and dogmatic creeds. Human life becomes stagnant in the narrow pool of artificialities. His brain hits against the walls of this book and that building, this book and that building, call it by any name. It seeks impatiently a way out of the labyrinth of obscure faiths in the form of isms and yieties. Man has lost himself into a maze of psychological paradoxes. The politician too adds his isms to the number of unsurmountable isms. Blind behind the isms behind the many. The book that shall make people read is the book of the heart that holds the key to the mystery of life. I shall bring about a happy blending of the head and the heart. I shall revitalize all religions and cults and bring them together like beads in a rosary. These are the words of Meher Baba, my great friend. Now, today, I am to tell you that I got only one path to follow. That is the path of love. Dharma stands upon this great universal love. Dharma is the law of collective living. It comes from the roots, Dhri, to draw the soul and give it a God-word alone. Manu, the great lawgiver of India, enunciates Dharma as communal solidarity, Dhriti. Forgiveness, forbearance, self-control, non-coveting, purity in and out, control of the senses, intelligence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, truthfulness and gentleness. To this we add prem, love, and love has infinite significance. Gita includes it as a central divine quality. Love is to rise above selfishness. It is to see the self in all and all in the self. It is the yoga of Samadarsanam. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Name bhakta pranasyate. It is to see God in all and have compassion for all creatures. It is this prema dharma that was embodied in the saviors like Buddha, Jesus, Chaitanya and Gandhiji in our time. So, unless we develop this great universal love, there is no other remedy to the puzzling riddle that is before us. The riddle of this atomic age. What can we do against the atomic holocaust that is threatening humanity? What can we do to unite humanity and lead it to peace and joy? There are endless questions before us. I stand before you today, my German friends, to convince you with facts and figures the divinity that is behind humanity and the significant service that he can do to humanity by awakening this divinity in man. I spent all my life in yoga and in the company of great saints and sages like Purnanand, Jnanasiddha, Sai Baba, Upasani Baba, Ramana Maharishi and Sri Aurobindo, with whom I spent the prime of my life. I learned the Vedas, the Gita, Bible, Quran, Buddha Dhamma and all holy scriptures under expert masters. I practiced since my 7th year Hatha Yoga, Mantra Yoga, Tantra Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Mahatma Yoga. With all these I felt that something was missing in me. I steeped myself in Samadhi silence for 25 years, during which I had the vision of a silent light shining somewhere in the world. That light at last I found out of the Himalayas. That light I found out of the Himalayas. They had no name, they had no form, it was a force. As I was meditating in the Agastya Guha, at some distance from Kedarnath, on midnight, I had the vision of the great light. And I had the feeling of that vibration, vibrating spirit. I keenly observed the life. I keenly observed this life within myself and sat days together enjoying its vibrating bliss within myself. At last, I found out that it is the self-vibration, the self-light, and the self-delight, and the self-felicity that is myself in reality. Sri Krishna, after showing his universal form to Arjuna, declares to him, I cannot be realized by much learning or tapasya. I am known only by deep psychic love and devotion, prema bhakti. What is the sign of such a love? And one who practices it. Sri Krishna says, he who loves all beings without any vital hatred, he who extends his hands in friendship to all, he who is devoid of egoistic vanity, full of compassion, tranquil, equal-minded to pain and pleasure, ever satisfied within, firm, well established in the self, he is my psychic lover. His heart and soul are engrossed in God. He is not affected by praise or blame. He is always silent, self-full, unattached to any place, firm in the self. Advaishta sarvabhutanam maitra karunayavita nirmamo nirahankaraga samadukka sugakshami santushta sahitam yogi yathatma dridhansyega mayarpita manobuddhi yomad bhakta samet priya yatmanno dvichite loganno divijeha harshamarsa vayoddehi ikto satamet priya. Meher Baba was such a silent man, and I sat with him for days. Sai Baba was such a great man. Sri Aurobindo and Ramana were such great people with whom I sat in caves together. I sat together in meditation. Shankara says with authority, think boldly you are the Brahman, who is beyond mental creation of caste, creed, sect, name, attribute, place, time and sensations and conceptions. Jati niti gula gotra durakam nama rupa guna dosha varjitam desha kala vishayadi vartaya brahma tattvamasi bhamayatmani. Shankara meditates upon his self-identity as follows. I am not the mind and its modifications. I am consciousness-based. I am Shiva. Manobuddhya hankara sitta vinaham nata stotra jakve nata grahane nata vyoma bhumir natejo namayu chitananda rupa shivoham shivoham. He defines wisdom as Godhood, in which one feels, I am the Brahman, equal-minded, always peaceful, I am Satchitananda. Two knowledges. Brahmevaham samastantaya Satchitananda Rakshana. Naham deho yasatrupo jnanamutkute budha. I am not this perishing body. This is wisdom. I assure you today that Meher Baba, saints like Meher Baba are embodiments of this wisdom. Then friends, I hope you will understand the height of divinity to which such great Brahmayanis have risen. Such great souls that have discovered themselves and discovered the self in all are mostly silent. Buddha keeps himself into a deep silent contemplation under his Bodhi tree and find out the truth of right living and right thinking and compassion. Guru Gobind Singh was silent and alone doing tapasya in a forest before he displayed his dynamic heroism. Jesus lived in silent solitude before he delivered his sermons. Muhammad Rasul was steeped in luminous contemplation before he calls the Arab to faith and surrender to God. See the pearls of wisdom that have come out of the ocean deep silence of these great souls. It is a conquering silence. The silence of these great souls is a conquering silence. It's the silence of the heart. None forced them to silence. Wonders have happened around these silent lamps of divinity. But above all these happenings, they were dazed by a luminous silence which ordinary people cannot understand. It is life in harmony of God consciousness. It's a naked innocence of the pure soul. The life that finds God in all and all in God. All saints and sages have drawn their inspiration from the depth of silent inner communion. The Vedic rishis, Buddha, Confucius, Lao Tzu, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, Guru Nanak, down to Ramana, Aurobindo and Gandhiji, were lovers of silent inner communion. Heart is the home of believers and knowers. Khada bil momin arshillai. God there is. God alone is the first, last, the inner and the outer, Haval, Aval, Huval, Achir. Haval, Aval, Haval, Achir. Haval, Zahir, Haval, Badir, says Islam. Baba, this silence, the silent awakening within is the sign of knowledge. Behold how great souls call you to that height of silent divinity. The infinity which is eternally embedded in the self, that is your quintessence, that is your reality. We are heading towards a cosmic age in which men shall live in these conscious silences. We see a world dominated by thought-books and MacBooks and ayabos. Prophets came and prophets went, leaving a name. The whole world is the same. Selfish attractions dominate the senses. Feelers are advertised more than feelers of humanity. Ceremony dominates religions. Money dominates ceremony. Politics dominates science. Nuclear disaster dominates science. In the world of tears and fears, a Savior hand holds the light of love, that is the self-I in you. It's the Savior, your own Savior. Universal evolution marches towards one humanity and one heaven, conscious of one God. The zephyr touch of new dawn is in sight. Mental stars merge their twinkling lights into the glorious self of our aura. Through the gloom of atomic smoke, through the heat of alpha rays, I hear the death knell of political jingoism. A new life rises from the ashes of atomic Armageddon. The cosmic age dawns, and the cosmic rays emanates from the blessed peace radiated by dynamic silence. Let us sing the anthem of peace to that cosmic humanity. A humanity full of love, humanity full of the dynamism of the soul's infinite force and energy. కొంచెం Awake, arise, alert and walk. Onward, O faithful souls. There is no time for idle talk. Hearken the bugle call. Our captain commands from above, from the dizzy height of his. He knows the beacon light of love, his path we cannot miss. March abreast, O loving comrades, to the trumpet, to the trumpet of his grace, to the trumpet of his grace trumpet, and march to its rhythm. Attune your thoughts, words and deeds to the song of inner peace. Be broad like sky, be bright like sun, be deep like dancing sea. Fire mumbling streams mingle in one, like fragrant air be free. This lecture was delivered in the Arya Samaj, Congress. It is a lecture on Gayatri. Om Suryascha Mavanyascha Manyapatayascha Manyapatayabhyah Papebhyo Rakṣantam Siddhratyad Papamadarisham Manasavata Astabhyam Padbhyam Budare Nishishna Satrishthata Parampadu Ikkinchaturtamahi Idamahum Mavatiyoyo Surya Jyotihe Digo Vishwaha. Vedas are the treasure house of spiritual intuitions and seer visions. They are mantras of the real. Mantras are the dynamic rhythms of psychic vibration in the mystic spiritual centers of our being. Gayatri is the mantra of mantras, the epitome of Vedas, and the keynote of its teachings. It is the unique mantra of purity, unity, and divinity. It polarizes the human self with each repetition, nourishes existence with a transforming nectar. Down the current of ages, it has flown into the soul of humanity. It is a routine repetition of the high-souled Hindu nation. Gayatri Upasana is a powerful sadhana which opens spiritual centers and kindles divine powers pent up in them. It awakens cosmic forces and bestows sovereign powers. Initiation in the Gayatri begins a new life, a life reborn in self-consciousness. We see the plight of humanity and especially the Hindu nation today. There is a crisis of character, a nemesis, a pralaya. The ancient social order rooted in pure brahmacharya, branching into conjugal felicity, flowering into the joy of good progeny, and bearing the fruit of self-reliance. That great order is gone away. We see disorder everywhere. Learning as a student, loving as a youth, renouncing in mature age, and ending life as a yogin. This is what Kalidasa says, the ideal of human existence. Seshave Vidyanam, Yavane Vishayishnam, Vardhage Mruvritinam, Yogenam Tatanutvidam. In all these ashramas, the main sadhana is Gayatri Japam. The votary of Gayatri invokes Savitri, the god of light and knowledge. He adores Bhargas, the conscious force of the god of light, and that light leads his evolution from man to Superman, from Jivahood to Shivahood. Everyone must have a rosary of 108 beads and do Gayatri mentally, repeating the mantra 108 times before the rising sun and the setting sun. This must become a national discipline, a daily routine. If the whole nation is just steeped in Gayatri Japam collectively for half an hour every day, 18 minutes in the morning and 15 in the evening, a tremendous spiritual regeneration shall be effected. The hostile forces that impede our progress shall be dispelled. This is Gayatri Mantra. Repeat Om 8 times in ascending and descending cadence. In ascending cadence 8 times and descending cadence 8 times. Like this. Om, 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 Om. This is one Buddhata. This will settle vibration with psychic plane. Then repeat Om Bhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Jona Prachodayat Paro Rajasavadhom Om Om Om. This is the meaning of the great mantra. The great mantra handed down to us by the ancient Maharishi. God is Om, He is Sat, Chit, Ananda, truth, consciousness, bliss. He pervades the physical, vital and the mental planes. He is the supreme Savitri, the Lord of Gnostic light, the impeller of illumined thoughts. Let us meditate upon His glorious conscious energy. Let us live in that truth light, in inner communion. That light shall impel our thoughts to higher planes of divinity, so that our human life becomes divine life. It shall take us to the dizzy height of transcendence beyond life. The dizzy height of transcendence beyond the physical, vital, mental, supramental bliss plane, to the plane of knowledge, truth, purity, equality, love, peace and light. This Vedic formula of higher evolution was skimmed by Vishwamitra, who created 5 stellar worlds by the force of Gayatri. Gayatri is the savior of the singer. It must be done after proper initiation by a pure yogi. Done every day, sincerely, it unfolds spiritual potentialities latent in our being. It must come from the heart center, Anahata Chakra, and it dispels darkness and reveals the great self-I, luminous like the lightning in the blue cavern of the heart. Savita is not the outer sun of the solar system. It is the inner sun of truth light. It is the power that moves all things in nature. It is a palliative for all afflictions, planetary as well as mental and physical. Burgas is the cosmic energy that gives health, wealth, strength, energy and felicity. It cures entropy and makes for the energy lost in birth and source. Gayatri Sadhana gathers the mind and fixes it in the focal point of the heart center. Focal point of the heart center. That is, the center which is the source and fountain of all energies of peace, bliss and power. India shall regain her glory as the shining light of nations by adoring Gayatri. Gayatri obliterates the evils of past deeds and gives new hope and energy to the victory, energy to the victory. There are several anecdotes behind this mantra. Indra won the forces of darkness by repeating Gayatri 1 year. Vishwamitra created 5 new stars by the power of Gayatri. Swami Samartha Guru Ramadas repeated Gayatri before the rising and setting sun and got enormous spiritual force. At night he repeated Ramanam. Saint Tyagaraja, who did 70 crores of Ramanam, repeated Gayatri thrice a day, and they give him a conquering strength over all trials of life. Saint Vidyaranya steeped himself in the repetition of Gayatri and was able to build up an empire, the Vijayanagar Empire. Birbal was the minister of Akbar. One day a Brahmin was begging money from this man and that man. At last he approached Birbal for a few annas. "Oh Brahmin," asked Birbal, "how much can you get per day by begging?" "1 rupee at the most," replied the Brahmin. "I shall give you 2 rupees per day if you can keep yourself at home and go on repeating Gayatri at least 100 times. The Brahmin did so and felt an inner light. Birbal then requested him to repeat 1,000 times and offered him Santosh money. The Brahmin repeated it, and the delight of mantra japam entranced and enraptured him so much so that he forgot all money and concentrated upon the mantra all day long. He even refused the money given by Birbal. Birbal said, "Now Gayatri Devi shall give you all felicities." One day Akbar himself came to the Brahmin house to see him and adore him and offer him riches enough to build up a Gayatri sadhana in which pure souls gathered to repeat Gayatri. The vibration of the Gayatri mantra brought all goodness to saints and sages that radiated their spiritual force for the peace and bliss of seekers. There was one Shankara Shastri at Hyderabad. His ancestors were great scholars and musicians patronized by kings and sultans. But Shankara Shastri was poor. He had no education. His home caught fire and was burnt to ashes. His wife died, leaving a son. He was ashamed to live in a place where everyone knew his pedigree. He prayed God to show him a way to prosperity and went on a pilgrimage to Varanasi, eating at dharmasalas on the way while hunger pinched him. He met a saint who never moved from the Manikarnika Ghat and requested him to initiate him in a mantra which will ameliorate his condition. The saint Jnanasiddha initiated him in the sadhana of Gayatri, through which he himself attained Siddhi. Shankara Shastri fixed himself at the feet of the saints, repeating Gayatri earnestly day and night. He attained the Samadhi Siddhi, and his shining face attracted devotees. They built him a matam, provided for his needs, and he was known as the Gayatri Siddha. He initiated his son too in the same mantra and sent him south to lead a prosperous life. The son of Gayatri Dasa became a powerful personality. A rich man offered his daughter to him. The king of Mysore gave him a very opulent job, a rich job. But Gayatri Dasa was not attached to pelf. He sought the self. He attained it and passed his spiritual power to his progeny, who became conquering spiritual heroes honored by all. I myself felt the puissance of Gayatri in which I do breathe. I was initiated in Pranayam Gayatri by sage Purnananda, who was my forefather. And the mantra developed in me a divine force. Gayatri saved me from terrible trials in life. Gayatam Trayati iti Gayatri. It is a mantra which protects those who sing it with proper intonation. In my Yoga Samaj hall, I have represented Gayatri and the Pranayama Gayatri. The Vyakritis Om Bhuhu Bhuvaha Om Shuvaha Om Shuvaha Om Maha Om Janaha Om Tapaha Om Satyam are the 7 planes of consciousness: physical, vital, mental, supramental, the bliss, knowledge and truth. These are represented respectively by black, violet, green, blue, yellow, red and orange circles. Beyond that, there is a wide, white inner circle. Inside it is a bright mirror with Om and sun rays around it. It is Tat Savituhu Varenyam. Savitu is the bright Surya, that bright sun, which is really Shuddha Shakti, that is pure Almighty grace. I have fixed a bright light on the ceiling. That is truth light, the divine light. When it is switched, we all repeat Gayatri, the light reflects on the mirror and we meditate upon the light. The light divine descends into the heart as we repeat Gayatri, but this should be experienced by long sadhana. Pranayama Gayatri is done this way. First plane pranayama. Take your bath. Sit before the golden dawn. Be introspective. Inhale 1 full Gayatri. Retain for 4 and exhale 2. Then inhale through the same nostril through which you have exhaled. Retain for 4 and exhale through the other nostril. Do 10 times like this. You will feel peace and joy, and in course of time your breath will adjust to the mantra and the very heartbeat will go on rhythmically. Gayatri must be preceded by Vyakritis, which are 7 utterances. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuhu, Om Subha, Om Jana, Om Maha, Om Tabha, Om Satyam. These are derived from Om and they represent the physical, vital, mental, supramental, bliss, knowledge and truth-like planes of consciousness as I have already explained. Gayatri today is uttered in 3 fields. There is a powerful 4th field, Paro Rajasi Savadhom, Savadhom. This is Om, the transcending effulgence. This is found in the Brahma Sutra, Chandogam and Brahadaranyakam. The 4th foot is meant for very advanced spiritual adepts. The first 3 feet adore life. The 4th goes beyond life to deeper meditation and reaches the profundity of the self-I. After doing the 3 feet for 1 year or 2, the Purna Gayatri must be done with deep concentration. This Vedic Gayatri is the Gayatri which accords light and power and self-knowledge to the votary. There are many other Gayatris for seekers that adore chosen goddess. Devotees of Shiva do the Rudra Gayatri. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Mahadevaya Dhimahe Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Vishnu Bhaktas do the Vishnu Gayatri. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahe Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Ganeshais do Ganapati Gayatri. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Vakrasundaya Dhimahe Tanno Dandi Prachodayat. Om Shanmukha Gayatri Upasanas do Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Mahasenaya Dhimahi Tanno Shanmukha Prachodayat. Om Shanmuga Brahma Gayatri reads Om Veda Vedatmanaya Vidmahe Hiranyagarbhaya Dhimahi Tanno Brahma Prachodayat. Brahma Gayatri. This is Brahma Gayatri. Surya Gayatri says Om Bhaskaraya Vidmahi Mahajyotiskaraya Dhimahi Om Tanno Adityaya Prachodayat. Shakti Gayatri reads Om Mahadevyaya Dhimahi Vidmahe Shuddha Satyaya Dhimahi Om Tanno Paradevyai Prachodayat. There are many such formulas in the name of particular pet deities. But the reader must not be confused. Vedic Gayatri is the central sadhana specialists can do. After that, their Upasana mantras like Namah Shivaya, Namo Narayanaya, Om Shuddha Sakti Om, Om Jaya Om, Om Shiva Shanmukaya Namaha, Om Saramana Bhava, etc. The devotees of other religions must stick to their own mantra like Asham Vairya, Vahi Guru, Ave Maria, Jai Kristu, Om Buddhaya Namaha, Arahantaya Namaha, etc. The object of Japa sadhana is purification and concentration. The Japam must, in course of time, become the very breath and heartbeat. Gayatri sadhana is the ideal mantra yoga. It awakens the latent powers and kindles the power and energy pent up in the psychic planes. Let humanity concentrate upon this puissant mantra and be transformed into a divine humanity. Blessed are they that live in tune with the pure divine, for his will shall fulfill in them. Blessed are they that surrender their ego, for theirs is the freedom of divine life. Blessed are the faithful, for theirs is the strength of the pure Almighty. Blessed are the pure in love and life, for theirs is the closest embrace of the beloved divine grace. Blessed are the sincere, for theirs is the divine favor. Blessed are the truthful, for theirs is the divine light. Blessed are they that live for the divine, for the divine shall be their life. Blessed are consecrated workers, for theirs is the current of divine force. Blessed are they that seek the divine with aspiration, for the divine shall see them. Blessed are they that walk towards the divine, for the divine shall walk towards them. Blessed are they that give themselves to the divine, for the divine shall give himself to them. Blessed are they that know the divine, for they shall be divine. This is the essential prayer of my soul. Friends, today I am going to address you about a theme which shall work out in actual existence my great principle of Sama Yoga. I have lived and realized the truth of all faiths. The days of castes and religions have gone. The days of personality cults have gone. We have to find out new synthesis of integral life to build up one world and one humanity under one canopy of heaven. After experimenting with all systems of religions and yogas and schools of thought, I sat silent, steeped in the self, when truths were revealed in me, which I have woven into the gospel of perfect life. This is the light of my life, the lamp of Sama Yoga, spiritual socialism. The pure Sama Yoga generates a synthetic force. Yoga as an intense life value. It is not escapism. The forced seclusion is not its goal. Yoga is fullness of life in the spirit. Life is an efflorescence of the divine spirit, which is our quintessence. Samayoga is pure life, conscious of the equal self in all. Moral discipline, faith in God, service to humanity, devotion to sacred causes, holy study, holy acts, charity, japam, bhajan, meditation, etc. are its sadhanas. There are two sciences, one material, another psychic. Physics and chemistry are material sciences. Yoga is the psychic science which discovers and reveals the wonders of the inner man. Material sciences have been fairly progressing through ages. We have seen the discoveries of scientists from Newton to Raman, but science has fallen into the hands of warmongers. The present nuclear radiation, hydroatomic bombs and ICBMs have poisoned the world. Every spaceships, even spaceships and experimental bombs vitiate the air, and there is already power pollution. The atomic vendetta threatens humanity. There is the greater danger of cobalt bombs and cosmic rays. The world has become a cockpit of atomic rivals, rocketing up to the airless moon and Mars, wasting billions of people's money cannot help humanity. The question is how to restore peace in this world of opposing camps. The unique solution for the riddles of universal existence is yoga. Yoga trains the human mind and heart to such an extent that one sees the self in all and all in the self. The yogin regards all as his alter ego. He has no enemies. His heart is universal. His soul throbs in all. Science in his hands can save humanity by solving easily the problems of life. The atomic energy shall be harnessed to medical and social welfare purposes in the hands of a yogin. The heart of the Buddha and the brain of Einstein must go together to save the present world. You must possess the forces of nature, but use them with cosmic consciousness. Yoga transforms humanity into a super race of divine qualities. To develop the inner science of yoga, I have started Yoga Samaj. I have dedicated my Bharata Shakti for the new humanity, which shall live a collective life in yoga with the inner divine. The asuric forces can be conquered by the divine forces developed by yoga, by which the world is heavenized and man divinized. Yoga Samaj needs your sympathetic help and support. Make your home a Yoga Samaj. Start meditation at 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. You will get cosmic radiation. The radiation of the yogic force by hundreds of yogins can counteract poisonous radioactive rays. This is by discovery for which Yoga Samaj serves a spiritual laboratory. Yoga Samaj brings out books to educate and lead humanity towards purity, unity and divinity, and to build up one mankind in one powerful, peaceful world. Spiritual socialism, that is my life mission and the fulfillment of all human hopes. Spiritual socialism is a pattern of higher and better life of cosmic consciousness conceived by the yogic seers. The truth is one, Ekam Sat, can severally be called severally by seers. Truth is one, it is called severally by seers. The spiritual socialist sees himself in all and all in himself. He has no fear, he has nothing to hide, his aspirations are fulfilled automatically, he lives in tune with all and feels one with all. The world is his temple, The collective human soul is his God. Sincere service is his worship. Universal felicity is his happiness. He lives for all in a collective consciousness. His allness of the individual is the basis of real socialism. This allness of the individual is the basis of spiritual socialism, real socialism. The socialist works for his livelihood and enjoys the fruit of labor with the society. Society above self is the watchword. Feel one with all. Give and enjoy what you get by work. Identify the individual with the collective man. Let the soul breathe for the society. Feel with the universe and share with others amicably. This is the big socialism. The flower blossoms in the peace of the morning. Its beauty is a poem of grace. Its smile is an ecstasy of self-giving. It gives itself, its perfume and its beauty. It gives its perfume to the winds for the health of all. The songful bees drink its honey. The beehive is busy with work. Each bee reveals the pattern of socialism, good for all. Socialistic government takes a part of the people's earned income as tax in order to give back the same in the form of several public benefits and benefactions, just as the sun draws vapor from the ocean in order to pour it back as blessed rains. Spiritual socialism is a battery of two forces. One is material and the other spiritual. Science is the glory of the material force, and yoga represents the spiritual force. Yoga is a psychic science which trains the intellect, the mind, the heart, the nerves, and the body in perfect harmony. Yoga is a science of better life in tune with the infinite spirit. That is the core of peace. Yoga lays down the foundation of one world and one humanity because it realizes in meditation the unique one that is the all. Upon this unity of consciousness, we can make a social order of life in which everyone works for the good of all, in which there is no exploitation, individual egoism, or totalitarian greed. Material life, scientifically set upon spiritual consciousness, is the unique remedy for all disabilities that assail humanity today. We hear everywhere today the clamor for peace and disarmament. Behind it, we hear loud reports of nuclear thunders. We cannot stop war until there is a vital transformation in man. War begins in the vital minds of foul passions and ambitions. Spiritual socialism is the only panacea for the war-worn world. The universal will marches towards one humanity under one heaven. Who can tether its timeful march? The zephyr touch of the new dawn is felt now. Mental stars merge their twinkling self into the glorious smile of aurora. The creative harmony of Sama Yoga runs through all the notes of universal existence and gives out a symphony which thrills sylvan hearts and urban brains. One humanity, this is the heart's throbbing rhythm of the new era fires. Through the gloom of atomic smoke, through the heat of alpha rays, the flights of Sputniks, through the rushing of ICBMs, I hear the agony of selfish egoism and the death knell of political jingoism. I see new life rising from the ashes of the atomic Armageddon. Life in vital passion, has destroyed the world. The new life in cosmic consciousness shall enable humanity to live together in peace and harmony. After the coming catastrophe, man shall revive the nostalgia of his innate divinity, of the heaven in his earthly life. Human beings shall play with the divine beings on the meadows of God consciousness. Man shall measure his soul with the universal spirit. The finite shall embrace the infinite. Samayoga, or spiritual socialism, is the finite spiritual socialism. That is our creed. That is our faith, and that is our achievement. The finite shall embrace the infinite. Samayoga is the savior force that can achieve this. It is the hope and joy of all. It is the builder of one humanity in the realization of one spirit that is in all. This is the vision and mission of Yoga Samaj. What the Gita is for Mahabharata, Yoga Siddhi, the gospel of perfect life, is for the Bharata Shakti, the epic of divine humanity. The gospel of perfect life gives you in 12 chapters the details of spiritual socialism. I am living this book. When you study the book, you study myself. When you follow it, you follow me. When you live it, you live in me and you live in me. I live in you and you live in me. The gospel of perfect life is the natural way of life revealed by the pure almighty grace that breathes as my life and living. Hail God in humanity. Now I am going to put before you the constructive program that I have given in the gospel of perfect life. Om, the supreme truth, open your eyes and show thy gracious light and radiant halo. Organize around the temple of grace one humanity, in humanity, the life of human race. Organize around the temple of grace in humanity, the life of human race. This is the supreme service of holy saints and supermen. A group of about 5,000 beings form a communion. They live in the consciousness and energy of the pure divine. They group round a central temple of grace. The real temple is the heaven-bound earth. But for conveniences of prayer and meditation and holy classes, a temple is built. It's a vast, round, clean hall without images. Only lights burn bright and flowers are beautifully arranged. In this temple, all meditate, all do bhajan, listen to holy discourses, take the vow of leading a pure life, and celebrate marriage by congregational prayers and solemn speeches. South of this temple is a beautiful garden where perfect yogins live and do spiritual service to the communion. They are seer poets, lawgivers, lights of culture and guides of the race. Besides that, there will be a row of public buildings, schools, hospitals, courts, dharmasalas, etc. Here brahmacharis and people who are retired from family life will work and manage to impart good education, arts and culture in up-to-date methods to the children of the communion. The other savants will help them. All useful arts and handicrafts will be taught here. There will be none in the communion who cannot read and write or are ignorant or is ignorant of a work useful to it. There will be a sevat mandir, servants' home, where volunteers live, concentrating their whole life, consecrating their whole life to public services. They will work in all departments of human welfare. There will be a workhouse in which poor men or women can get work and food. Nature home, children's home, art home for plays and holy music, ceremony home, all national festival and special holy occasions will be celebrated here. Brahmacharya home, where students reside and study home lessons. Gurukula home, printing press, Dharma Prachar Mandir, which will conduct a journal and do dharmic propaganda. All these and many other important public buildings will be here, will be there. North of the temple is the residence of family men, street by street, with parks between the streets. There will be a general kitchen for a group of 100 homes. The inmates will manage it in turn. Food will be served morning and evening with light tiffin at midday. No cooking, no smoking houses. All dine together in a big public hall which is kept very clean. Milk is liberally supplied from the Gosala, cow home. Fruits and vegetables come from the gardens cultivated by the community. There will be soldiers for the communion and plenty of technical workers. All important handicrafts and machine works, when necessary, will be well organized. From the washerman to the poet, all have a right to live free, working 6 hours a day for the community. The fruit of work goes to a cooperative store, Pandasala, from which it is properly distributed. Money will be avoided as much as possible, and the communion will live by exchange of goods alone. East of the temple will contain tanks, wells, reservoirs, sanitary necessities, sports grounds, exercise parks, military quarters, etc. West of the temple is for laborers. All are given enough space to live, enough food and clothing, education, enough work and agriculture. No individual property is allowed. Everything, every life, everybody belongs to the communion, and the communion protects everybody. Each for all and all for each is the principle. Saints, heroes, artists, scientists, laborers, all are given equal chances in life, and there is no superiority complex, no class arrogance or religious bias here. None is worshipped except the Supreme Heart Dweller, whom everyone can realize by meditation. Let every town and village be such a temple of grace. Live Superman, light of new era here, immortal ones, for all the world's welfare. Super race, God, men and women, perfect divine heroines, men and women of divine possibilities live in the spiritual communion. They are the embodiments of the Yoga Siddhi. They are immortal children of divinity. They are the lights of the new era, the golden age of perfect purity, freedom and equality. Let their services transform humanity into a God race. Oh.